Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Kennels in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. What I'd like to do in this video is go through one of our most popular training programs called Doggy Doctorate that ends after Master's Program, which is 20 weeks of age, and goes all the way until the puppy is 6 months of age. That's an extra 150 hours for a combined total of 600 hours of all-inclusive training. What I'd like to do is go over the 4 pillars of our Puppy Training Institute and go into detail about what the goals are for a Doggy Doctorate graduate. We'll also show you videos of what a typical 6-month-old looks like and acts like in each of these training levels. The first pillar of our Puppy Training Institute is house training. And what that includes is potty training, crate training, chew training, bite training, jump training, and stare training. And a puppy at 6 months of age with potty training, the average puppy can hold the restroom 4 hours during the day. That means every 4 hours during the day, you will need to expect to take your puppy out. So that's amazing because that's 4 times better than a puppy at 12 weeks of age and twice as good as a puppy at 16 weeks of age. So their potty training is phenomenal at that age. Crate training, that is sleeping at night in a crate without barking, without screaming, and without potting. An average 6-month-old can hold the restroom 9 to 10 hours at night in a crate, which is very good. Again, that's longer than most people, and so you don't have to typically expect to wake up in the middle of the night and let them out. Chew training is training them not to chew things in the house. We have temptations on the ground. We have toys on the ground, but we also have a thing like a rug or a shoe or a newspaper. And at the beginning, they were grabbing everything, and we have to train them to stop. A puppy at 6 months of age rarely ever grabs what they shouldn't chew. And if they do, a quick and quiet or no, then they'll drop it. And that's very good because when you get your puppy home, doubtless they're going to grab something they shouldn't. And the moment you say, no, they will drop it. They know not everything is free game. Bite training is training them not to bite your hands. The great thing about a 6-month-old is that their teeth are not sharp anymore. And 2, they rarely ever bite your hands. They've been corrected so many times. By this age, we hardly ever have issues with them biting on our hands and hurting us. And then jump training. Puppies love to jump up. If there's a command we give our puppies more than any other command, it's the word off. And finally, a light bulb goes off typically around right between Master's Program and Doggy Doctorate where they rarely jump up. They will want to. Occasionally they'll jump up, but a quick off and they will jump down. So that's a huge improvement. All the way up to this point, they're jumping constantly and you have to continue on it or they'll be jumpers for life. By 6 months of age, it's rarely an issue. And then the last area is stare training. We have a really nice set of stairs that we built just for stare training. And on one side, it's a closed set of stairs, like an inside stairs. And then the other side is an open-ended stairs, which is much more difficult. A 6-month-old can go up and down stairs quickly at a quick pace, going up and down on the open and the closed stairs. So they basically have that mastered. That is our first pillar of house training. The second major pillar of our Puppy Training Institute is obedience training. And this is a very, very important thing. One thing that makes us unique is that we have certified dog trainers that work with these puppies. The difference between a Master's Program puppy and a Doggy Doctorate puppy is that we have that extra 6 weeks about to work on your puppy. So we switch trainers at this age. Up until Master's Program, we typically have one obedience trainer working with your puppy, and they're doing everything. Right after Master's Program, we switch it up because we know we have 5 or 6 weeks to work on them. And what that does is they do regress for the first couple weeks because they have to learn a completely new person's body language, words, and everything. But it really stretches them, especially in obedience, because it allows us to know that they're not just memorizing the trainer's hand signals. We want them to do their commands with not just one person, but with 2 people. And then as it gets in older training programs with 3 people. And so they learn training from multiple different people so they'll keep their training with you. So typically a puppy at Doggy Doctorate can keep their obedience commands twice as good than a puppy at Master's Program simply because of this one simple switch. We switch up trainers. And so now they're working with a completely new trainer at this age. And so for the next 6 weeks, they're working with a different trainer and they're working on the commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, and kennel. And so those are the 6 obedience commands we work on. And so let me kind of go through each of them. A typical 6-month-old with the commands of sit and down, they know their commands with hand signals only, with words only, and with the lead only. That's basically the same thing with master's program. The difference is now they're doing it with a completely new person. Again, they don't need both hand and words. They don't need the lead and the word. They can, if you look at the puppy and you just say the word sit, they'll sit. You say the word down, they'll go down. You can do the commands and not say a word and just use the hand signal. That will get them to go sit, or point to the ground. That will get them to go down. And then with the training lead, you pull up on the training lead. We don't have to say anything. You don't have to give them any hand signals. You just pull up on the lead, they'll sit. You pull sideways or towards the ground, they'll go down. So they've mastered that command with multiple people. Now stay. Stay is the most difficult of the commands, and there's 2 types of stay. You have a down stay, which is them laying on the ground and staying. At this age, they can hold a down stay for 30 seconds at a distance of 30 feet. We are also using mild distractions, and so we'll drop stuff on the ground. Our trainers may even bend over and maybe get into a squatting position. That's really tempting them to come, but until they're given the release word okay, they will stay in their down command. So that's a down stay. The more difficult of the stay is a sit stay. That's them staying in their position in a sit position. That's much more difficult for them simply because it's easier for them to break it. It's easier for them to break that stay in a sit position than a down position. And they can typically hold that for about 15 seconds at a distance of 15 feet. The come command. That, of course, is another difficult command. And at this age, they have it very well down, very mastered. We say a normal voice saying the word come or okay if they're releasing. At around a distance of 45 feet, they should come. Now, we tried to go softer and softer. At the beginning, it's very high peppy. Come, 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 come. And then we try to get it down. So at around 45 feet, we say the word come, and they will come to us. Now we're trying to make it even more difficult. We'll do a very low voice at around 15 feet. So if they're about 15 feet away, we say the word come, and they're supposed to come. We can't expect them at 45 feet. One, they can't hear us, and 2, it just doesn't respond to us. And then we work on the place command. The place is when we say the word place, they jump up on the Karandakot. And that's a wonderful command because it works on those difficult commands of stay and come. A puppy at this age can hold the place command 30 seconds at 30 feet easily. It's actually easier than the downstay, and so it may even be 45 seconds, 45 feet. So it's usually even better than a downstay, but to be conservative, we'll say 30 seconds at 30 feet. You will want to buy the Karandakot because you can take that anywhere and you can control your dog anywhere. And then the last thing they work in obedience is the kennel command. They say the word kennel and they go into the kennel on their own volition without having to be told kennel. And the great thing is you can leave the door open. The trainer can walk away. They will not break that, and they can walk away for 30 seconds, 30 feet, 30 seconds, and they will stay in that kennel until they're given permission. That is the second pillar of our Puppy Training Institute, obedience training. The third pillar is socialization training. This may seem like a minor issue, but it's major. Puppies go through a pretty strong fear period between 6 and 10 months of age. We know that, and so we are prepping for that. We are going to do our best to socialize them as much as we can and desensitize them so that they can become the best puppy they possibly can be. So socialization training is really 2 things. One is generally socializing them with other people and other things, trying to get them over fears. By the time they're 20 weeks of age, actually by the time they're 16 weeks of age, they have all of their shots, they're fully vaccinated. And so right after Canine College, Master's Program, and Doggy Doctorate, we were able to do field trips. So we take them out in many different places. We get them used to cars, we get them used to different people, different places. We'll take them to Lowe's, to Home Depot, to PetSmart, places that allow us to take pets, and we'll take them and get them used to different people. One of the great things about here is that we have 22 current staff members, and so the puppies are handled by multiple different people in different environments. It's not just one person handling the puppies the entire time. We have a whole staff of people that handles them when they're cleaning them, that handles them when they're house training them, handles them when they're obedience training them, and so they're not used to just one people. That really helps too. So we really work on them though learning how to interact with strangers, people that they don't know. That's socialization. Field trips constantly. We take them to the vet. We take them to environments that they're not used to, just to get them used to it. The second area is desensitization. Puppies can be afraid of loud noises. And so we know this going in, and so from a young age, we play CDs. We have a speaker system throughout, and we literally will play a CD of thunderstorms. We play a CD of New York City sounds. We play CDs, sometimes movie, like The Lord of the Rings. I'll play that movie scenes. It's kind of scary. We play those things to desensitize them to things like thunderstorms and loud noises, so they can adjust quicker to that. They won't panic as much. One of the great things is, since we do this in our training program, we've never had a puppy afraid of thunderstorms, and that's because of this extreme socialization program and desensitizing them. We also, though, get them used to the television. We have a 65-inch television that they're watching, and we have that turned up, and the reason why we even have that on is not for our employees. It's to get the puppies used to it. We learned that if it wasn't on, it would cause them fear. We get them used to a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner in their house training is only used for socialization. So we'll run it, and so that they're used to it. It's not something they're afraid of. And then it's groom training. Obviously, puppies naturally are not enjoying getting a bath. So we give them baths to get them used to it. They are afraid naturally of the hair dryer, and so we're using that hair dryer constantly. They are much better at 6 months of age because they've had many baths and they're used to it. They may not love it, but they're used to it. We trim their nails on a constant basis, so they're used to getting their nails trimmed. We clean their ears on a constant basis. We also will use a finger brush to put in their mouth. They're going to be losing all of those puppy teeth any moment now, but the great thing is they're getting used to getting their teeth cleaned and their nails trimmed. And so that is the part of the socialization program that's very important, and the third part of our Puppy Training Institute. The fourth and final pillar of our Puppy Training Institute is outside training, and that's basically broken down to 4 main areas. The number one is going to be leash training. Puppies love to pull on a leash. It is one of the most difficult things and probably one of the most common issues we will see with puppies, and even our puppies going home, especially our younger puppies. If whoever takes them home does not consistently work on this, they will pull on a leash. And the great thing about a puppy at 6 months of age, they have learned to walk on the left side. And when we stop walking, they automatically sit. We don't have to give them hardly ever any hand corrections or any verbal corrections. They will automatically sit, and they will also do it for many people. We switch trainers, and so they learn different people, but they would do it to you. If you came here and started walking on a leash, they will walk, they will watch you, and when you stop walking, they will automatically sit. We also work at different paces. We'll go slow, and then we'll go fast. So we want them to really master leash training, and it's much harder to get them to lose their leash training at 6 months of age than any of the other training levels. Secondly, as I mentioned before, is car training. They need to learn how to ride in cars. At this age, they've had many car trips, and they're never having potty accidents in the vehicle, and they rarely get car sick. The next part is spot training, and this is something you may not use. We train our puppies here to use the restroom in their rooms. They have a potty spot. We fill it with river rock, little small river rock, and we train them to use the restroom in that spot and not in their area. And so if you have an area in your yard you want them to use the restroom, you can use river rock, or you can even use AstroTurf. They're used to that. And then the last area is swim training. Now that only is we use during the warmer weather. If it's cold outside, putting them in a cold pool is going to have the reverse effect. They will not like to swim because of that. So when it's summertime, fall time, and the weather's warmer, we will take them out swimming multiple times. And so by this age, they've gone on many swim trips, and so they're usually pretty good at swimming. That is the fourth pillar of our Training Institute, outside training. I hope that helped you make your decision on keeping your dog in Doggy Doctorate. It is one of our most popular training levels simply because they're still young. They have a lot of puppy left in them, but their obedience commands are mastered. Their potty training is phenomenal. Their crate training is phenomenal. It is a wonderful time to take home a puppy. Thank you so much. I hope this helped, and God bless.